Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Um, ooh, Jesus Christ. This right here is a lot to, what can I say, unpack. I'm just learning about it today, and everything I'm probably going to want to say today about it. I'm not going to get it out today. Just so much that's being said about this story. And like I always tell y'all, it hits different for me when I hear that the father is the one, either he's involved or he's the one that did it. Now, for those who probably already know the story, hear me out a little bit because here's what I gathered so far. Um, she was she's 13 years old. She was kidnapped, raped. I can't say it. Well, I think they say YouTube. If you say that R word, you can get in trouble. She was kidnapped, raped, and of course unalived by her own dad. Then what I got was he cut off her hands and he left her in an abandoned building. The SWAT team captured him in a different city. He was in a different city. We got caught, and it was a change of gunfire, and I believe he got hit. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And the bio mom gave the girl to the godmother when she was 9 months old. The godmother had her until she was 8 years old. Then the maternal grandmother took over custody. Ooh, Jesus Christ. She going through all these people. Whoa. Then she been in and out of school. The baby struggled with behavior issues. This just synopsis, what I've been given. She got her GPA up to a 3.9. Good deal. And she was an honor roll student. And they say she loved playing basketball with friends and some more stuff. Jesus Christ. You know, uh, again, I'm not a dad or whatnot, but I can tell you one thing, man. Regardless of whether I'm a dad or not, or regardless of anything I'm going through with the mom or whatnot, there's no reason to punish. I would have no reason to punish my child for whatever the case. What was going on here? Y'all let me know y'all can see me good and all this stuff. It ain't buffering nothing. Let me know y'all can hear me because my computer is saying something about the bit rate and going down or something, but I don't see no dry frame. So y'all let me know y'all can still hear me and all that good stuff. And as I'm looking at this, there's just more stuff that's still coming out. This. Now they'd have put out and this story is recent as yesterday, for what I'm saying. Am I correct, guys? This story just recent as yesterday. No, wait. Well, I guess this what I'm looking at was published yesterday, but I think the whole ordeal happened on March 18th. Oh my God. According to the press release, her cause of death was multiple calls by multiple deep cuts to her neck. Her manner of death was ruled a homicide. Ladies, Jesus Christ, what do y'all be doing when y'all be getting laying down with these crazy ass Negroes? What do y'all be doing? I'm sorry, y'all. This story got me kind of in a whirlwind right now because all the information that I'm looking at right now, this is crazy. This is crazy. All this shit that I'm looking at right now, this shit is crazy, man. It's kind of got me stunned. And to the person that sent me this, I told him, hey, I'm scared to even do it. I'm afraid I'm fuck up because I haven't done no story this horrendous before. But they gave me some encouraging words, you know, to say, hey, you got it. You know, I'm going to try, but this is fucked up. And it sounded like to me, for what the little bit I just read, it seemed like it was a lot of family dysfunction already. Okay. That's what it sounded like to me. So, but I don't know. But I'm going to try to get out as much as I can today, man. I might have to do a part 2 tomorrow or something, man. But this is a motherfucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, this one says missing teen Kei'Mani Latigue found dead in the East Toledo house. The father is charged with murder abduction. All right. And I guess this when everything popped out took place, when I guess the mom was told that they found her body or whatnot. And I'm guessing this is what, y'all forgive me, I'm all over the place. Let's go.
And let me know when the coroner's bringing her out so I can see if that's indeed my baby. Y'all not saying nothing.
Top of the hour, new breaking news in tonight in the case of a missing 13-year-old girl in Toledo tonight. Kei'Mani Latigue's father, 33-year-old Darnell Jones, is charged with her murder and abduction.
Police have confirmed they pulled her body from an abandoned East Toledo home today. Kei'Mani had not been seen alive for the last 6 days. Her family, friends, and community had been searching for any signs of her.
Additionally, social media videos appearing to show Toledo police taking Kei'Mani's grandmother, Dorothy Latigue, from her home in handcuffs today. WTOL 11 has repeatedly asked police why, but we have not yet received a response. A family member did tell us Dorothy was arrested, but she didn't have information on the charges. WTOL 11 has reached out repeatedly to TPD for clarification.
Tonight, police say the search for her body is over, but the search for answers continues.
The story made headlines when Toledo police made this post on social media Tuesday, March 18th, 4:03 p.m. That's when the alert for missing 13-year-old Kei'Mani Latigue went out.
I usually get off of work at 9 o'clock. I made it home like 9:40 that morning. Okay. She wasn't here.
WTOL 11 talked with Kei'Mani's grandma the following day. She said she saw something unusual when she came home from work and called TPD.
There were things in the floor that should not have been. That's what caused the alarm. So I called the school to speak with her. I asked them, could I speak with her? And then they did. They contacted the principal, her teacher, and the gym teacher, and all three of those guys said that she was not there. 2 more days passed. Now 72 hours since anyone has last seen Kei'Mani alive. Family, friends, and even strangers came out to search for her.
So let's scour throughout here.
The group spent the weekend alongside Kei'Mani's mother looking for any signs of the 13-year-old girl.
Honestly, this is breaking me. I've been falling the apart since I found out. I've legitimately been on social media since the minute I found out, spreading awareness, sending out flyers, contact information, anything to get my baby home. I have not slept in 3 days. I have not ate in 3 days.
We need all the support we can get from anybody. We don't care who it is. Please just come out and help us find my niece.
The next day, Sunday, March 23rd, a felony abduction charge filed against Darnell Jones. Jones is Kei'Mani's dad, and court records show he was the last person with her before she went missing.
This man has been to my house several times. He usually takes her for weekends to his house to visit with him and his other children. And I feel deceived. Like, you played for so long in my face, like you was her dad, like you really had her best interests at heart.
Didn't we just do a story not too long ago with the same thing that went on like that? What's that baby name? Her name on tip of my tongue. We just did the story. Y'all hear me out of the chat room. Whose story we just did that? And that man pretty much did the same thing. And they say he was even touching his daughter. Jesus Christ, I can't remember her name. Is it Naziah Harris? That's who I'm talking about. Y'all hear me out. That's what I'm talking about. Did the same story, and it sounds like it's the same trend, the same thing. But only thing is, this is the father, okay, and this man has multiple children. You know, that other dude with Naziah, folks, if I'm not mistaken, they knew that this dude was nuts and doing shit to children, and was allowing this man around the children. And unfortunately, Naziah is dead also, because these type of men are being let around these damn children, okay? But I told y'all time and time again when I do these stories, man, you know, y'all might think people ain't like that, and people like to try to see the better in people, or people don't like to judge a book by its cover. I understand, but sometimes judging a book by its cover, it is what it is now. It is what it is. And with these stories, as the years go by, we seen it time and time again. If the book sounds like a duck and walk like a duck, 9 times 10 it's a duck. And we seen it more and more now. This lady said this man been in her house numerous times, and I guess she's saying she didn't know whatever the hell he got going on, you know? So I don't get it. I don't know, man.
But where is she? If my baby don't make it home, I will never be okay again. And I hate to say that because I have other kids.
That fear became reality.
You have other kids, but you gave up Kei'Mani? What is going on? What is going on here, man? What is going on here?
When police pulled a body from a home on Miami Street in East Toledo. A body Kei'Mani's grandmother says is the missing 13-year-old girl. Darnell Jones reportedly told police he saw his daughter late Sunday night. He claims she called and said she was afraid someone was trying to break into her grandmother's home. Jones says he and a cousin allegedly stayed with her for about an hour and left around 12:30 a.m. Police now say he gave inconsistent statements about being with Kei'Mani that night. Once again, he is now charged with murder and abduction.
It was just after 3 o'clock this afternoon when police pulled Kei'Mani's body from a burned home on Miami Street in East Toledo. That house is at 1101, the corner of Miami and Wilmot, almost directly behind the Glass City Riverwall, and less than 4 miles from where Kei'Mani was last seen alive at her home in the 2900 block of Elm Street. The house where she was found in East Toledo was boarded up and had been on fire at least 2 times in the past few years. The most recent, July 14th, 2022, just a few months ago.
They say the house been on fire twice. Did y'all hear that? Or my ears clogged up. They same house been on fire twice. Man, what is going on here, man? What is going on?
Before that, in May of 2022.
The young girl's death has created plenty of reaction today from family members and the surrounding community.
Toledo Mayor Wade Kapsakavage also weighed in on the tragedy tonight. He spoke with Steve Iwanek, who joins us now. Steve, he's wanting justice just like everybody else.
Yeah, that's right, guys. Kapsakavage was visibly frustrated with me, even getting a bit emotional in our conversation earlier today, telling me that what's happened in the last week to Kei'Mani demands accountability and answers.
Baby is in that house, and my baby is deceased. I cannot wait to see it's done.
For days, Tiara Caston, the mother of 13-year-old Kei'Mani Latigue, searched and searched, hoping to find her little girl. Caston says she last saw her on March 15th.
We played video games. We played. We talk mess. You know, that's what we do. We roast each other, all types of stuff. But it's all love.
Kei'Mani was reported missing on March 18th from the 2900 block of Elm Street in North Toledo, according to Toledo police. Since then, family, friends, and community members spent days looking. But Monday, police say they found a body in this abandoned house in East Toledo. That was around 1:30 in the afternoon. And hours later, the Lucas County coroner confirmed it was indeed Kei'Mani.
Whomever was responsible for this, I hope they throw the book at him. That's just me.
Toledo Mayor Wade Kapsakavage offered his sympathies, calling the events unfair and saying justice needs served.
It's no one deserves what this young girl went through, and if justice is to be served, someone needs to pay.
That someone may be someone inside Kei'Mani's own family, based on Capsicavage's understanding.
To know that all along there were folks inside that family that looks like knew that this wasn't going to end well is just, I mean, that's more dishonesty, I think, than a lot of people could wrap their brains around.
Outside the East Toledo house, community members showed love to Kei'Mani. A vigil took place, and one woman even left a plot of flowers and a note, telling WTOL 11 she felt the need to honor her memory and to show the city she was loved. Now, we did ask the county coroner if they could share any details into how Kei'Mani died, and they could not, at this time. Now the focus shifts to finding those responsible for her death. In downtown Toledo, Steve Iwanek, WTOL 11.
And as we learn more, we will be sure to keep you updated on air and online at WTOL.com. We have a special on the case right now, as well as our past coverage with the family. You can stream it in.
I'm going to stop right there because we get the case of what's going on right here. Now, I done pulled up the information. Where is it? Here's her cause of death. And for what Amy sent me, she was correct. The cause of death, again, she died of multiple insist, if I'm saying that right, INCISED, incised, however you say that damn word, wounds to the neck. Darnell, her dad, allegedly murdered her, raped her, cut off her hands. Let me repeat that again. He murdered her, he raped her, and cut off her hands. And that's what they found when they found her in the abandoned house. Now, all the stories I have done, I don't think I ever did one where they took the time to cut off the child's hands. Which lead me to believe this story is deeper than what it is. And apparently, whatever this man was doing to his baby, he's been doing it for quite some time. All right? So now, I have a question for the mom. I'm sorry this happened to her, but I'm just curious. For what I'm gathering here, okay, the child was given up at 9 months old. I said the godmother. Wait a minute, I thought I saw her grandmother. You gave up the 9-month-old to a godmother at 9 months old. The godmother had her until she was 8 years old. Then the maternal grandmother took over custody. But as we heard in the video, she has multiple children. So one of my questions would be with her is, why was she giving up to the godmother? What's going on with that? Why was she giving up to the godmother? And then why did it switch from the godmother to the grandmother after 8 years? Then another question. She was in and out of school. What was up with that? All right. And here's another reason why I'm saying there may be something going on with this baby with that dude for a while now, because they said she struggled with behavior issues. And it's one thing I always preach to y'all, when your children act a certain type of way about certain individuals, you need to investigate because you don't never know what's going on. All right? They're just like an animal. If an animal don't come to certain people, a lot of times it's because of stuff they probably had dealt with them. All right? Or they had abuse done to them from previous people who had them. That shit has a lingering effect. And the animal got to gain your trust. And it's just like a child. The child has to gain your trust. All right. So if she struggled with behavior issues, where did that come from? Because so far, what I've been looking up since I've been playing that video, I seen nothing of a sort that says she had any mental issues or she dealt with autism or anything like that. Not that I have seen now. Okay? Not that I have seen. And again, when you hear all this, you only think of one thing: dysfunction in the family. It's a whole lot of dysfunction going on. I could be wrong with that. I don't know. But it could be a lot of dysfunction going on when you get passed through people like that. You know, getting passed to the godmom, you know, which I don't know. I don't know. Am I saying something wrong? What is really going on? What am I saying wrong? Okay. You need to watch that family member's live feed that was outside the house and listen to what they said about them. Kerr, I asked you to send it to me. I said, if you got to send it to me. I've been asking you to send it to me. I don't know if you saw when I said that, but I asked you to send that to me if you got the feed or whatnot. Okay? You got to send that to me. Okay. So not only dad claimed that the daughter said to him she felt like somebody tried to break in the house, but they say he went on TV saying this. How many times we done done a story and these folks be on TV just be acting a damn fool, to act like they really give a damn about the child because they find out the whole damn time it was them. We done done that a lot too. All right. Now I'm curious to know if there was some kind of custody battle between her and Darnell. Was there some kind of custody battle or something? Because I know with these stories like this, a lot of this stuff plays a big part in it. You know, custody battles. And a lot of times this is how it end up that one of them killed a child because they don't want the other one to have the child. All right? I came over here because she said that it seemed like somebody was trying to break into the house. Jones told the outlet, me and my cousin sat over here for an hour and we left around 12:30. I'm trying to find something I found earlier. I don't know where it went to now. It disappeared for some reason, but I had it pulled up. I don't know where the hell it went to, but it mentions something about him sexually assaulting her, but I can't find it now. It just disappeared from my computer all of a sudden.
I just want to know if it's my baby. They still not telling me nothing.
I'm going to try to find that again because I don't know what the hell that happened to there. 'Cause I was just looking at it. I don't know what the hell happened to it, you know. But see, with these stories, when they be fresh like that, man, they be putting out stuff like left and right, left and right, left and right. So, you know, that's why I can't get all this shit because it come out left and right, left and right. So, and that's probably another reason why I'm sounding like I'm all over the place because shit just coming out left and right like that, you know. So, but now they talked about the grandma was in handcuffs and I was told she wasn't arrested, but she explains why she was in handcuffs, whatever the case may be. And we're going to see what happened with that. Something about it was a crowd of people in front of her house or something, and she didn't feel safe.
Welcome into
Something about she
WTOL
didn't feel
11
safe
News
and
on Plus.
all
I'm
type of
Sophia
shit.
Perricone. We continue to track details about the disappearance and death of 13-year-old Kei'Mani Latigue. First, we go to the latest on the investigation. We're working to gather more information about a shooting in Columbus this morning that may be connected to Kei'Mani's murder investigation. The president of the Columbus Fraternal Order of Police says a man who was shot by SWAT this morning is wanted for a murder of a teenage girl here in Toledo. However, neither he nor a spokesperson for Columbus police would confirm if that man is Darnell Jones. Here's what the FOP president had to say.
When I heard about this case, this was an individual wanted for homicide out of Toledo. I called my union counterpart in Toledo. I said, hey, good news, we have your guy.
Hey, y'all let me know y'all can hear that, because somebody came in my comment section, one of my videos said it was too low. Can y'all hear all this? Can y'all hear me and hear all this? Let me know.
Your guy committed a murder, chose to fled to our town. I'll tell you right now, the wrong town to come to if you murder somebody. Our SWAT team will go out looking for you.
We are working right now to confirm if the man shot this morning is Darnell Jones. He's wanted for the murder of 13-year-old Kei'Mani Latigue. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. And just a short time ago, our Silver Barker exclusively interviewed Kei'Mani's grandmother and legal guardian, and then Kei'Mani's aunt. Here's what they both had to say.
So my first question for you, yesterday, lots of things was going on. We want to know specifically at your home, there was a lot of speculation online that you were being arrested, but when we checked with police, that was not the case. So can you further clarify on exactly what did happen yesterday at your home?
Well, I was called and told that there was a mob of people in front of my house. They were angry. It was more or less the people that were here earlier waiting to see if it was Kei'Mani that was in the home. And basically some people from the neighborhood had contacted me and said that there was a mob in front of my house and they were talking about what they were going to do to me once I came home. So the police, the detective said that she would have a unit come out and help me get my things and more or less escort me off the property. I asked to be handcuffed just so they can get the away from my property.
Out of all the police videos that I watch, a lot of people don't like to be handcuffed. A lot of people don't like to be handcuffed. She said she asked to be handcuffed to get the people away from her. How did that sound to y'all? Seriously, how did that sound to y'all? You got the police there. They help you getting your stuff. You're already somewhat protected. What was the handcuffs going to do? I'm sorry, guy. I don't know about that. She may be telling the truth. I don't know. But I watch a lot of police videos, and for what I see, I ain't never seen nobody who like handcuffs put on them. Because they always holler about it's too tight. Even if the cuffs are double cuffed, they still be hollering about they too tight. And the police always tell them they're not meant to feel comfortable, which I get. So if I'm watching these videos and everybody don't like to be handcuffed, I never heard anybody say, I want you to handcuff me. I never heard that before. I'm sorry, maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't know. Maybe, Jesus Christ, maybe I'm stupid. I don't know. But if it makes sense to y'all, please tell me. Please tell me. I don't want to be in no place where I'm feeling restrained. Okay? If they coming to get me to protect me, I would think they would at least clear the mob out in front of your house. At least I would think they would at least do that, clear the mob out in front of your house. But I guess in some situations, they will come and escort you. All right, but where did they escort you to? Maybe she's gonna say that up here. I'm sorry, guy. I'm puzzled on that. I'm puzzled on that. I asked her to handcuff me so I can get them the fuck away from my house. That's pretty much what she just said. Huh? And furthermore, why do people think you had something to do with it?
Are you scared?
So no, I was never arrested. I was taken downtown, but I was never arrested.
Are you scared for your safety?
You got handcuffed, taken downtown. Okay, why did they come for you? Why did they come for you? Okay, man, I don't know. I don't know. Y'all forgive me. I don't know.
Right now?
I am.
I told you I don't know the law. I don't know, man. I don't know.
What are some of the things that you've been hearing and receiving from people?
They said they was gonna blow up my house. They said they was gonna do harm to me. It's just been a barrage of different things that they've been stating.
And now, yesterday, or let's backtrack first for a little bit. So you are the guardian of Kei'Mani, or you were the guardian of Kei'Mani, correct?
I am the legal guardian of Kei'Mani.
Oh, so, that's why. Okay, that's why people coming after you because you're the legal guardian. Okay, and once she the one that said dude kept coming over to her house, dude been over there a few times or whatnot. Ain't that the same lady? So now if that's the case, then I can kind of understand why they coming after her about this. Okay, so I understand that part.
In terms of taking care of her, when was Kei'Mani placed under your care?
A year ago.
So you take care of her.
She's been in my home for the past 5.5 years, but I just obtained legal custody of her a year ago.
Were you and Kei'Mani close?
We were.
What were some of the things, trying to think of her and paint a memory of her in a good light, right now with everything that's going on, what was Kei'Mani like? Tell me a little bit about how Kei'Mani was in the time that you've got to know her.
Kei'Mani was phenomenal. Kei'Mani was a helper. Like, she was older than what she appeared to be. Like, you know how they say somebody has an old soul? She was that. She loved older music. She loved playing video games. She loved the friends and family that she was allowed to be around. She played basketball for Spring Elementary.
Friends and family she was allowed to be around. Guys, now don't get it twisted. I'm not saying this to blame her. I'm just one who just listens to what people is saying. Family she was allowed to be around. So now there's another $1 million question. Who was allowed to be around her and who was not? Okay? Who was allowed to be around her and who was not allowed to be around her? Which now goes back to my first question. Why was Kei'Mani giving up to the godmother, grandmother, whoever these people is? Somebody had it for 8 years, then she went somewhere else and they got full custody. She's saying the girl been with her for 5 years. Then she went and got custody. So I guess it's the same person. But what I got in the email was the godmother. So who had who at what time? Okay. But never mind that. Now we getting down to the meat and potato. The people who was allowed to be around her. Who was allowed to be around her and who was not allowed to be around her, which puts the beginning, what I said. Why was she giving up? And I don't know if the lady giving up all her other kids or was Kei'Mani the only one that had to stay with somebody else? Okay?
She was highly intelligent, so I'd like to clear up the mental issue statements. No, she was not mentally ill in any way.
What I tell y'all earlier, I've been looking at my other computer right here, looking up stuff and seeing why she supposed to have these behaviors. I've been looking at my other computer, and I told y'all I ain't found shit saying that she got mental issues. Okay? So again, you have to ask the question. From what I was told, she had behavior issues. Where did they come from? Which I think is safe for us to assume if the dad kept coming and getting her from this woman here, how long had the dad been doing what they alleging he's been doing to this child? And if he's been doing it for a while, that's where the behavior's coming from. She didn't know how to express that her dad was touching her inappropriately. And probably whoever this cousin he claimed he was with too probably was doing the same thing. She had behavior issues because she didn't know how to express what was going on. And maybe the baby was wondering why this lady right here was continuing to let her leave with this man. Because y'all know when we young of age, it's not very much we got to say. We can sit up here hooting and holler, I don't want to go with him, I don't want to go with her. Y'all know, y'all got some people that force you to go with them. Girl, go on with your daddy. That's your daddy. That's your daddy. That's your mama. You don't do your mama like that. Don't do your daddy like that. Go on there with your daddy. Go on. But the whole time the baby is sending you signals, it's a reason why I ain't going there. But who investigated it? Again, just speculation, but I guaranteed you I'm halfway right. I guaranteed you I'm halfway right. Wait till more of this story come out.
We had her, you know, assessed, and they didn't feel as if anything was wrong with her mentally. So that was not an issue. But back to Kei'Mani, she would, like, say for instance, someone would come over and they had children. They didn't have to worry about their kids because Kei'Mani immediately embraced them and would play with them. You know, kid stuff. She was phenomenal. Like I said, she was like no other kid her age.
What school did Kei'Mani go to?
She went to Spring Elementary.
And we were told that at that time she was doing good in school as well too, correct?
She was. She had brought her grade point average up from a 3.4 to a 3.9. And you know, actually they were going to have an award ceremony for the basketball players today at 5:30, but when I divulged to them that she had passed, they've rescheduled it. She was going to receive her trophy for being, you know, on the team and stuff.
And she has a birthday that's coming up, correct?
Her birthday is Friday.
And she would have been turning.
Queen, you read my mind. I was saying the same thing. She had all this going on, and now she dead. She had all this going on, and now she dead. How many times we'd have done a story, the child be alive, you really don't hear how good they was doing? And I'm not saying nothing wrong with that. I guess, I don't know. I guess that's up for y'all to judge. But when they dead, they was doing so great. They was doing so great. And you always want to ask that question. If this child was phenomenal, which I'm not doubting that she was. If this child was phenomenal like that, then what the fuck happened? What happened?
She would have been 14.
Did you have any plans for her for her birthday?
They ain't got a birthday coming up.
We were going to have her a large birthday party because it would have been her first birthday where, once again, all of my children were together and could participate in the party. Her mom was supposed to come and everything. So I asked her early on, what type of party do you want? She said she wanted a basketball themed party. So that's what I bought. Things that revolved around her playing basketball. I'm still receiving stuff in the mail for that.
So there's been some confusion now in terms of when it comes to family, you know, who's her biological father, who is her biological mother, and then also was she in the foster care system? Can you clear up a little bit of
good question.
all of that? You know, when Kei'Mani was placed in your care, you know, when is the LCCS, who exactly did she come from, and how did she?
She came from her other legal guardian. I choose not to state her name, but she came from her other legal guardian because...
Other legal guardian. So there was somebody else who had her before she got her. Wow.
The other legal guardian and I were best friends. The other legal guardian is my daughter, Kei'Mani's mom, godmother. And we had already discussed when early on, because she's been with this person since she was 9 months old. My daughter has never really had custody of Kei'Mani.
Oh,
So
Jesus.
she's been with this person since she was 9 months old until, like I said, maybe 5.5 years ago.
Her mom never really had custody of her. What the fuck is going on here, man? Seriously. What? And I don't dead serious, man. I'm not trying to be a dick. What is going on here?
Now, off and on, this person, we would interact and, you know, do different things with her, for her, or I would contact her and tell her, well, I need this, or Kei'Mani would like that, and she would come by and oblige, and we would commence. It's just too much.
Earlier you mentioned when you were talking about what Kei'Mani was like, you know, you had mentioned that when family members did come over, who were allowed around her. Do you expand on that? Is there family members that weren't allowed around her?
No, it's just not very many that came around, and those that did, you know, she acted, as far as I'm concerned, she acted accordingly. She embraced all children, bad or good. Okay, next.
Whoa. Hold up. Ma'am, you said earlier people who was allowed around her. Now this lady went back to that question. You gave a whole different answer. Then at the end, you gonna say next question. No, stick to this one. I want to hear this one. Your whole tune is changing now. You said earlier the people who was allowed to be around her. That's what you said. The lady owner asking you what you said. I would ask you the same thing too. What do you mean who was allowed around her? Okay, so now I'm even questioning now, was the biological mom even allowed to be around her? I want to ask that too now. Was she even allowed to be around her? Because remember, y'all just said now, or you just said now, the mom never really had custody of her. So now, if that's the case, so I want to know, I don't know about nobody else, but I want to know now, was she the one that was not allowed to be around her? And by you saying what you saying now, are you trying to protect her? All right? Again, guys, just speculation. I don't know. But unless I'm deaf, she said there earlier, the people who was allowed to be around her. Man, I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid, okay? I may be ignorant to a lot of stuff, but I'm not stupid. We heard that. And now you say the next question. No, stick to this one.
Question.
So now we
2.5 years ago. Now, off and on, this person, we would interact and, you know, do different things with her, for her, or I would contact her and tell her, well, I need this, or Kei'Mani would like that, and she would come by and oblige, and we would commence. It's just too much.
Earlier you mentioned when you were talking about what Kei'Mani was like, you know, you had mentioned that when family members did come over, who were allowed around her. Do you expand on that? Is there family members that weren't allowed around her?
No, it's just not very many that came around, and those that did, you know, she acted, as far as I'm concerned, she acted accordingly. She embraced all children, bad or good. Okay, next question.
So now we do know that Darnell, you know, people are looking for Darnell Jones right now. The police are looking for Darnell Jones, and there's an arrest warrant out for him. Do you have any idea of his whereabouts?
Oh, well, to my knowledge, he was just arrested in Columbus. He just recently had a shootout with the police in Columbus. They're saying that he confessed to her murder, and no, I take that back. They're saying that he confessed to her rape and slitting her throat.
How does it feel to learn that?
I can't even say.
You know, as the police report mentions, Kei'Mani was last seen with Darnell. You know, do you have any regrets of letting Kei'Mani go with, as you're her guardian, do you have any regrets of letting Kei'Mani go with Darnell?
I do. Only because, like I said, I feel deceived. I feel like this was pre-planned. I feel like you meant to do this. I feel like you was grooming her.
When you say grooming her, is there things that you saw before this leading
No,
up?
I never saw anything out the ordinary. But when molesters decide to choose prey, they groom you first. So they give you gifts. They try and make you comfortable with them. They try and say little things to you that you and they can keep secret. And then eventually they pounce. And that's how I feel that oh God.
Ma'am, also, I want to add to what you're saying right there, you know, and you are correct in what you're saying, Grandmama. You are correct in what you're saying. But now here's another thing that you're not mentioning, okay? And I don't expect you to do it, but I'm going to say it for you, okay? That what you said is 100% correct. But the other part you missing out is you got people who actually serve them up on a silver platter. Amen? I'm not saying you did this, but something tell me something you did knew about this. I don't know how much, but I could be wrong. But you got people who will serve them up on a silver platter that see this is going on and know the behavior of somebody who's trying to groom a child. But yet, instead of you putting a cease to it, you allow it to continue to happen, and you will allow this child to leave with that person knowing that you're being bribed. All right? So you got a lot of people who serve their children up on a platter to these fools. Okay? So you didn't bring that part up, but I'm going to say it for you though, okay? All right?
How all of this is played out, I feel that's what happened. She was a virgin. She didn't like boys.
There's also comments, and we're just trying to address those and get those addressed, but there's comments online and speculation again that, you know, Kei'Mani, her home situation, she was abused. What do you have to say to that?
Okay, abuse in whose eyes? Because she was not abused. Yes, she was chastised whenever she was wrong or did things wrong. Other than that, she was not abused. She was not just whooped for no reason or just because I felt like it. I've went through this twice because the school system had contacted CSB on her behalf when she went to Bennett Academy. And they came in, they did a case study and closed it. They've stated there's a way to chastise children.
Oh, so the Child Protective Services had to come out there then. What? Okay, what the hell is going on here, man? Seriously, what is going on here? All right. The woman said people in the comments claiming that you abused her, or whatever the case may be. First thing come out your mouth, what do you call abuse? Well, something to that effect of the matter. Now, you say you dealt with this twice. So that means 2 times somebody saw that this child was being abused. Not disciplined, but being abused, which caused the Child Protective System to come to your house twice. All right? Now, on the other hand, I would say this. I know how it feels to have them folks come out to your house on a neglect accusation. It happened to me when somebody was staying with me. They came out to my house twice on a crazy-ass accusation. Okay? So that is possible. But for what you're saying, man, if I'm hearing you right, the school did this. The school called them folks out there to your house. And with that being said, I just got sent a message. They said, people in the comments of the video, were saying that the grandma was abusing the girl. The grandma denies those claims in her interview. Maybe the girl was afraid to stay home alone overnight while the grandma was at work. That's why the dad said that. You see, this is why I'm saying, what the hell is going on here, man? What is going on here? Something ain't adding up, man.
Because she was not abused. Yes, she was chastised. How all of this is played out, I feel that's what happened. She was a virgin. She didn't like boys.
What is going on, man?
There's also comments, and we're just trying to address those and get those addressed, but there's comments online and speculation again that, you know, Kei'Mani, her home situation, she was abused. What do you have to say to that?
Okay, abuse in whose eyes? Because she was not abused. Yes, she was chastised.
Your answer should have been, no, I didn't abuse her. Abuse whose eyes? They say when you start answering questions like that, you tap dancing around it, okay? So for you to say abuse in whose eyes? Well, apparently, man, when somebody's eyes, it caused the CPS to come out to your house. Somebody saw something, okay? Why would they be your... Maybe they're just me, man. I don't know. Maybe they're just me, okay? That wouldn't have been my answer. In whose eyes? When you say that, you pretty much saying, I might have went overboard a couple of times. That's what it sounded like to me. Correct me if I'm wrong. Am I right or am I wrong? Abuse in whose eyes? What kind of answer is that? That says you done did something. May not been intentionally, or maybe you went overboard. Because a lot of grown-ups go overboard when it comes to disciplining children. Because they already be mad about something. And not only the child do something to be disciplined, but you're already mad and you just go too damn far with hitting the child. Okay? Grandma, I don't know now. I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt now, but the more I listen to you now, the more I'm like, hey, there's some shit going on here.
Whenever she was wrong or did things wrong. Other than that, she was not abused. She was not just whooped for no reason or just because I felt like it. I've went through this twice because the school system had contacted CS.
So it was the school that called CPS on you. It's a school call, ma'am. They saw something. I'm sorry. Okay, if you said your neighbor somebody, I probably could rock with you on that because folks are devious. This the school that called them folks on you. The school that called them on you. A lot of schools ain't gonna sit up there and lie. Even if a school don't like you, they not gonna just call and lie on shit like that. Unless you just know somebody in there that you've been beefing with. They may do it. I don't know. You've been through this twice. Because the school called them folks to your house. Meaning that the school saw something for them to call them at your house. Now, granted, I may give you a wiggle room, and here's the wiggle room. You may have disciplined her, true. But when that dude kept coming getting her, or whatever the hell he was doing at the house of that girl, it could have came from him. So how is the school noticing something's wrong with her for them to come to your house? But you don't notice anything. Am I crazy, y'all? Am I stupid? Am I crazy or stupid? Am I on the right track or am I reaching? Tell me. I know we got a lot of mothers in the chat room. Y'all tell me. Or fathers. Tell me if I'm wrong for saying that. Or am I wrong for that assessment? If the school is calling CPS to your house more than once, they saw something. Ma'am. That's why you said in whose eyes what is considered abuse. In your eyes, what you did to her, you may see it as abuse. But apparently, marks or whatever that was found on that baby was enough for the school to be like, hey, y'all need to check out what's going on at their home. Something ain't right here. Because, you know, she ain't going to tell it. She probably scared out of her mind. Which, again, let's go back in the beginning. She had behaviors issues. All this shit's starting to come out now. It's finna start coming out now. Y'all gonna listen to me one day. Y'all gonna listen to me one day. One day y'all gonna listen to me. I ain't no father, but I know what the fuck I be talking about, man. This shit finna start coming out. Watch. If she get arrested, I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised she get arrested. So Chase Amy, if I get an email from you say, hey, Chris, she got arrested, I ain't gonna be surprised. I'm not. I'm not rooting for her to get arrested, but I'm just saying the stuff that she's saying. Come on now. Won't nobody be suspect? Won't nobody be suspect? And I think she protecting the mom for some reason. Some of my gut is telling me she protecting the mom. Again, the people who was allowed to be around her. Pin mark that. Then said the mom never really had custody of her. Pin mark that. Then you got asked that, you twisted it around and said, well, the people who didn't come, they said, no, ma'am. You said verbatim, the people who were allowed to come around her. That's what you said. If that was the case, then anybody who just came around, it should have been just that. You said that. The people who were allowed to be around her. You said that.
CSB on her behalf when she went to Bennett Academy. And they came in, they did a case study and closed it. They've stated there's a way to chastise children without physically harming them. And you need to...
Why would they tell you that? Why would they tell you that it's a way to discipline them without physical harming them? Why would the CPS tell you that? Why would they tell you that? Come on now. Why would they tell you that, man?
Whoop them on their behind, nowhere else. So, okay, with that in mind, I knew that. So she didn't have like bruises all over.
How long ago was that when they came into your home?
What did she have?
I would say the latest, it was approximately 7 months ago.
And so you say the latest. So was it a few times that they came into your home?
It was twice total.
So twice total that they came into your home and checked. Okay. And it was all for like you mentioned, what you just said earlier.
Yes.
Explaining. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in terms of, this whole situation, so you were not arrested, correct? And that's
Correct.
what, a lot of people seem to think as they saw you going out in custody. That's what you asked for, correct?
Yes.
You asked for...
Stay tuned for a special free offer from Flash
What
Force
the
Tactical Flashlight. With
what
its
the
powerful
hell, man?
telescopic zoom, the Flash Force Tactical Flashlight gives you a super...
To your heart, you really just be thinking like this. All this that is going on is just...
rechargeable battery. Flashlight absolutely free. Hurry, this is a limited time offer. Scan the code on your screen to order now.
Okay, so my first question for you, can you tell me your relation to Dorothy?
Oh my God.
I'm Dorothy's second oldest daughter. I'm Kei'Mani's aunt. My name is Sanika. I live in Indianapolis. All this that is going on is just, it's devastating. You wouldn't think that, you see it happen around the world, but when it hits close to your heart, you really just be thinking like, did I do something wrong? Did I fail her? She didn't have the life to live that we have got to grow and live. She was only 13. So to know that somebody that I trusted, which was her father, to come through and deceive us just to get to Kei'Mani in some sexual way or a harmful way, that hurts me to the fullest. At the point I feel like I failed her. Me as being her aunt, a person that she could run to and tell anything and everything to. That was my girl, that was my baby. And to hear all of this, to know all of this, and to be going through all this and hearing it for as long as that it went on, it's very devastating. I see so many people that are supposed to be my family that's going against my mom and me for that instance, and saying like, oh, she failed her, she had something to do with it, she had this and that.
Ma'am, I wonder why they doing that. You don't know why they doing that? You don't know why they doing that? Okay, I'm gonna tell you why they doing that. Okay, it's not rocket science. I'm gonna tell you why they doing that. And I hope y'all hear this video, because I tell y'all, family members do be watching us, whoever doing these stories, and they will come in the comment section. That's how I got a lot of my interviews, because they come in my comment section. Ma'am, why they going at your sister? If you know the story like it's being put out there, that's why. The grandma said your sister never had custody of that child. That child been passed to different people. Somebody had it till she was 8 years old. The grandma said it was somebody she was close to. Everybody was close. She was with somebody till 8 years old. At 8 years old, the grandmother took full custody. That lady just said your sister never had full custody. So that's why people is saying that. And they could be wrong when they saying that. I don't know. But why did she not have full custody of their child? What happened as the reason why your sister did not have full custody of their baby? That's why people come in their child, okay? I'm not saying it's right, but everybody's entitled to their own opinion, all right? I don't know. I'm trying to wait till everything come out before I say that. But I am wondering why she didn't have full custody of her baby.
It doesn't matter at this point. For right now, and until we get justice for Kei'Mani, it's all about Kei'Mani. What I would like to say is there's a lot of people on the internet starting GoFundMes, and that's not what we need right now, because it's not what Kei'Mani needs. The funeral home has objected to say that they're going to come and pay for everything, so there's no need for any GoFundMe pages, any of that. Everything is being taken care of that needs to be taken care of by her family, her immediate family.
Does it upset you that there are GoFundMes? Some of them, I think, in cases might be scams too as well that are going on.
What upsets me is that people are starting these GoFundMe pages and putting Kei'Mani name underneath it, and they know that it's going to get viewed, and people have sympathy and feel some type of way about that. And some of them can be scams, but I know some of them have come from family members. When just let the immediate family handle that. Like, what y'all gonna do with the money if y'all not?
Wait a minute, did she say some of the GoFundMe came from family members? Is that what she said?
The funeral home has objected to say that they're going to come and pay for everything, so there's no need for any GoFundMe pages, any of that. Everything is being taken care of that needs to be taken care of by her family, her immediate family.
Does it upset you that there are GoFundMes? Some of them, I think, in cases might be scams too as well that are going on.
What upsets me is that people are starting these GoFundMe pages and putting Kei'Mani name underneath it, and they know that it's going to get viewed, and people have sympathy and feel some type of way about that. And some of them can be scams, but I know some of them have come from family members. When just let the immediate family handle that. Like, what y'all gonna do with the money if y'all not turning it into the funeral home? There's no need. Let us handle it. Y'all just sit back and give us the emotional support that we need. That's what we need right now. As a family, as a community, we should all come together and just give each other the emotional support that we honestly need. And that's just what I asked for everybody to, calm down, breathe. I know this is a hard time, because it's not just a hard time for y'all. This is a rough time for me. I just need y'all to come together and understand that we need each other as a community, as a family, and emotional support is what we need the most in this situation.
Yesterday the crowd was, yesterday if you were here, I'm assuming, the crowd was very upset, lots of emotions going through too, especially at this time with such a sensitive situation. We've heard multiple comments out in the crowd, attacking or pointing fingers at your mom. So, what has it been like trying to be her support system and helping her out?
In a way, you have to be mature enough to decide, am I going to follow along with the crowd, or am I going to, stick around with the loner? I'm to the point where I'm not following nobody. I'm going with what's right. If it was your mother, if it was your niece, would you console your mother? Would you console the person that was closest to her, who lived with her? I'm not out to have a torch and the pitchforks and all out to go against anybody except the person who did this, which I believe was her father, Darnell. I don't have any other anger pushed towards anybody else. I'm angry that this happened, but I'm angry at the person who did this.
Do you know if, have you been in contact with Tiara, the mother?
Yeah, I've been in contact with my sister. It's been briefly. It's been over through text. Like I said, I live in Indianapolis. I seen her yesterday, but that was very brief. It wasn't even more than 5 minutes. It was more or less that she wanted to show me my other niece, Kazaria, which is Kei'Mani's youngest sister. But it wasn't like it was oh, sis, what are we gonna do, any of that. And
Y'all heard this? Y'all heard that? She said she talked to her sister. It was through text. It was more so to show her, I guess, the other children. But it wasn't, oh, what are we going to do about Kei'Mani? Kei'Mani this, Kei'Mani that. This what she's saying now. She wasn't talking about what happened to Kei'Mani. They was talking about Kei'Mani's sister. Not what happened to Kei'Mani, but talking about her sisters. What is going on here, man? What do y'all think about that? What the hell is going on here, man? Something going on here.
I don't wish this on nobody. I really don't. I could, your mind go different places when it's a baby. That was a baby. Like I said, I have a very close relationship with Kei'Mani. She was a tomboy. She wasn't out looking for, trying to be fast or, mischievous or any of that. So for her mother to come down and have all this to say and all that, Tier, where was you for the past 4 years? We haven't seen you since Kei'Mani TikTok party. You haven't called her. You haven't sent her anything. You haven't said, oh, baby, I'm going to come get you for a weekend. We haven't seen you until this happened. Why we got to see you when it's a tragic moment? So, Tier, where do you stand?
Whoa.
I'm not following nobody. I'm going with what's right. If it was your mother, if it was your niece, would you console your mother? Would you console the person that was closest to her who lived with her? I'm not out to have a torch and the pitchforks and all out to go against anybody except the person who did this, which I believe was her father, Darnell. I don't have any other anger pushed towards anybody else. I'm angry that this happened, but I'm angry at the person who did this.
Do you know if, have you been in contact with Tiara, the mother?
Yeah, I've been in contact with my sister. It's been briefly. It's been over through text. Like I said, I live in Indianapolis. I seen her yesterday, but that was very brief. It wasn't even more than 5 minutes. It was more or less that she wanted to show me my other niece, Kazaria, which is Kei'Mani's youngest sister. But it wasn't like it was oh, sis, what are we gonna do? Any of that. And I just...
God, I'm sorry. I know people hate when people stop video. I'm sorry, man. Do y'all hear this shit? I don't know. I'm stupid. Or maybe I'm stupid. Do y'all hear this shit? What the fuck is going on here? I only saw it briefly. And when I saw her, it wasn't about Kei'Mani. She just wanted to show me my niece and stuff. What am I missing here? What am I missing here? And I'm only going by what they said on this fucking interview. What am I missing here? Is it me? Is it me? What am I missing? What the hell is going on here, man? What am I missing here?
I don't wish this on nobody. I really don't. I could, your mind go different places when it's a baby. That was a baby. Like I said, I have a very close relationship with Kei'Mani. She was a tomboy. She wasn't out looking for, trying to be fast or, mischievous or any of that. So for her mother to come down and have all this to say and all that, Tier, where was you for the past 4 years? We haven't seen you since Kei'Mani TikTok party.
That's her sister she talking about? We haven't. Okay? Is that her sister she talking about saying we haven't seen you since the TikTok party? Is that her sister she talking about? The same one she just got through saying that it wasn't like, oh, Kei'Mani this, Kei'Mani that, but you just want to show off her nieces. Is this the same woman that she talking about? Kiera, where the fuck her name is? Is this the same woman that she talking about? Kiera's mother. And now she coming out saying, we ain't seen you since her TikTok party. Where you been all this time? Now you want to come out? I told y'all, man, I know what the hell I be talking about. All I got to do is sometimes hear just a few pieces of the story and I can put that shit together. Something going on with this family. Something been going on with this family. It's a reason why that woman didn't have custody of that child. And this sister may know why. She may know why. That's if she talking about the mom, but I think she talking about her sister. Where you been all this time? We ain't seen you since the TikTok party. Really?
Been over through text. Like I said, I live in Indianapolis. I seen her yesterday, but that was very brief. It wasn't even more than 5 minutes. It was more the.
Then look how she looked when she said that. Look how she looked when she said that. It's like she disgusted when she said that.
Less that she want to show me my other niece, Kazaria, which is Kei'Mani's youngest sister. But it wasn't like it was oh, sis, what are we gonna do? Any of that. And I don't wish this on nobody. I really don't. I could, your mind go different places when it's a baby. That was a baby. Like I said, I have a very close relationship with Kei'Mani. She was a tomboy. She wasn't out looking for, trying to be fast or, mischievous or any of that. So for her mother to come.
You had a close relationship with the baby. Nothing wrong with that. What about your sister, though? You didn't say that.
Down and have all this to say and all that. Tierra, where was you for the past 4 years? We haven't seen you since Kei'Mani TikTok party. You haven't called her. You haven't sent her anything. You haven't said, oh, baby, I'm going to come get you for a weekend. We haven't seen you until this happened. Why we got to see you when it's a tragic moment?
Is she talking about the
Tierra, where do you stand?
Is she talking about her sister?
Yes. Or anything. You haven't said, oh, baby, I'm going to come get you for a weekend. We haven't seen you until this happened. Why we got to see you when it's a tragic moment? So, Tierra, where do you stand?
Holy shit.
Yes.
And so the past 4 years, you're saying there was very little communication.
Very, very minimum. It wasn't even, she'll call my mom. She'll go through me and say, have you talked to mommy?
She is talking about her sister.
What? And she'll say, oh, well, she got custody of Kei'Mani and she trying to get child support from me. So it wasn't that Tierra was concerned about Kei'Mani. It was more of the why she want child support from me.
Oh my God! Wow.
And your sister Tierra.
It's very distant. They had their words. They fought. Kei'Mani mother has a godmother that Kei'Mani was with before my mom got her. And there was no communication then from Tierra. Tierra had I feel like Tierra just let her go. Because any mother would be on her toes to get her children back. That wasn't the case here.
Say that again. Say that again, girl.
It just wasn't.
Say that again.
Because any mother would be on her toes to get her children back.
I like the sister. She called it like it is. She called it like it is. Please tell us why she went with that mom. I hope you come out and say it. This is my first time seeing this. Please tell us why the mom did not have custody of her. Please, I hope you say it in this interview. She called it out. Thank you so much, man. We need more people like you to call it out instead of sugarcoating it and trying to take up for everybody. You call that shit like it is. And while the whole time this baby been going through it, whoever she was going through, you mean to tell me why she want child support money from me? She take care of your child. You should want to support your child if you so called cared for your child. You would think that from a man or a woman. If you so called care for your child, you supposed to support them. But you worry about putting out money though. So I gotta agree with what she's saying here. If this is true, everything she's saying, why you all up in the camera? How y'all said now have 1,000 seats or some of that shit y'all be saying? Well, it be the mainly women saying that, have a seat or have 1,000 seats or some shit like that. How y'all say that? Baby, sit down somewhere. You weren't in the picture.
That wasn't the case here. It just wasn't.
When was Kei'Mani?
She mad at her sister. She pissed off.
I'll say about 7-8 months, and then Tierra godmother stepped in and got custody of Kei'Mani, which would have been around 9 months.
Wow.
Yeah, and Kei'Mani had been with that lady from 9 months all the way up until about, I say, 5.5 years ago. So it wasn't like Tierra was actually in the picture, you know, saying, hey, maybe I can start getting myself together to get my child back so nobody else can get her.
Getting herself together.
You ever worried for Kei'Mani's safety with any of the family members or anyone?
I wouldn't say I was worried because I was here. I was here. Every winter break, spring break, holidays, birthdays, I was here for Kei'Mani. Yes, you come and you know you enjoy time with your family, but I was here for my niece. I also brought my youngest sister and her 2 kids from Indianapolis to be here for Kei'Mani because we've been in the system before. So I know how it feels to feel like, dang, I'm at somebody's house or not wanted. I know those feelings. So I tried to give Kei'Mani that at all times because she wanted and loved by her aunts. And this is just devastating that I have to go through this for the rest of my life and knowing I'll never have the
Another reason explain why she had behaviors. She wasn't getting the love and attention from her mom, according to what this lady right here is saying. She wasn't getting the love and attention she wanted. She appreciated it, but the person who she mainly wanted from was not giving it to her. Hence another reason why that baby was having behaviors. All right? She was emotionally fucked up. All right? Let's just say how it is. Sound like to me, she was emotionally fucked up. And it could be possibly she was verbally fucked up. Okay? Meaning grandma probably saying some fucked up shit to her. And not only that, the lady who had her prior was probably saying fucked up shit to her. And not only that, the dad probably was saying fucked up shit to her. This shit fucks with people. And it fucks with them for a long time. Somebody tell me I'm lying.
Embrace of my niece, the hey TT, what you doing? When you coming down here, you know, I'll never get to hear that from my baby again. And that's what kills me the most. I just wish that when I was down here last that I had just taken her to Indianapolis with me. So this would have never happened.
I wish you had it too.
A lot of things, you know, woulda, coulda, shoulda, but at the end of the day, I just really wish that whatever happened and whoever did this, y'all didn't have to do that to her. There's plenty of people out here with, you know, grown people that put themselves out there to be, you know, the sex workers or whatever it may be. You didn't have to do this to a child. There was nothing that Kei'Mani would have done to make you hurt her.
Wow, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
She was a very timid kid. You know, tomboyish, you know, reserved. She wasn't, you know, loud and you know, out there. So it's just devastating that that me and my family have to go through this.
Is there anything else that you would like to add at this time in the interview? Anything else that I didn't ask, maybe?
I just want people to understand that family is family, and at the end of the day, don't be so eager to go against your family. Talk to your family and talk to the children. These children may be scared to talk to the parents about things that's going on or what may be going on because they feel like they may get in trouble. But make it known that to your kids that you can talk to me. Make it very open. You can talk to me about any and everything. Because that's what these kids need to hear nowadays. Instead of going on social media and talking to somebody over social media about it, like he did this or she may done that.
Amen.
Talk to your family because they can handle. They're the adults that's supposed to handle it.
Amen.
So yeah, and it's forever Kei'Mani.
And to be clear, right now, Darnell Jones has been charged with murder, abduction, and felonious assault. There have been no criminal charges filed regarding any sexual crimes at this point. We also just got information about Kei'Mani's cause of death. The Lucas County coroner says she died from multiple incised wounds of the neck. She was pronounced dead shortly after noon yesterday. We'll have much more on this breaking story throughout the day. Until then, thanks for joining us on WTOL 11+.
And I'm going to tell y'all something. That later words at the end hits hard with me. And the reason it hit hard with me because, again, I did my sister's daddy job, and I feel like I was forced to do it. And I remember certain stuff she would tell me, and I would ask her, excuse me, get a little emotional, because that shit touched me. And I asked her, why you don't ever tell mama stuff like that? She said to me, I feel comfortable talking to you. You know why? Because I did a daddy job. The man who helped her being brought into life, she couldn't talk to him because he wasn't nowhere around. So who's she gonna look at as dad? The person who's been around, her brother. She said she feel comfortable talking to me versus my mama. Okay? That's touching, and it's kind of sad at the same time. Because like the girl just said, your folks supposed to be here for y'all to listen to us, but a lot of you don't. Because you be in your own little world, your own little fantasy, when your child is trying to tell you what the fuck is going on. Okay? And that girl called her sister out, and she did right by doing that. You ain't been nowhere all this fucking time. But soon as this girl is unalive, now you all up in the camera. Talk about they ain't telling you this, they ain't telling you that. What about the shit they was telling you when she was alive? What the fuck was you doing then? When she was alive and people was probably telling you shit, where was you at then? But you worried about some fucking child support. That should have been the least of your worries. Because like that girl said, any mom with common sense, and the key word is common sense, would have got her shit together and go win and got her baby. But you didn't. Why? Why? And the grandma, I'm still on the fence with her. I don't know what's going on with her, but I think she did some shit too. Her demeanor says she did something too. All right? And most of her interview to me, she talking out of guilt. Am I correct? Most of her interview, she talking out of guilt. Part of it may be love, but I think a lot of it is out of guilt. Because you know what the fuck you did to her. And I won't be surprised you know what that man was doing to that girl. But a lot of this shit finna start coming out now. Because like they always said, what happens in the dark comes to the light. And it always does. So you can run all the fuck you want to, but the light eventually gonna catch up with you, and all your secrets and shit gonna start coming out. It is. So I can relate to this woman who just got through talking. I can. And I feel her. I really do. Because of what I went through. No bullshit. No bullshit. Anyway, y'all, I gotta get out of here, man. Thanks for everybody who came by. I gotta get out of here, man. I gotta get out of here. Gotta get ready to go to work and shit. I don't know what else to say. I really don't. This becoming a trend, guys. It is. It's becoming a trend. It's getting worse each year. It's getting worse each year. Each year it's getting worse and worse and worse. So please understand when I tell y'all, to the people who follow me, when I tell y'all, I'm losing my passion for this. And this is why. I'm losing my passion for it. I just don't have this in me anymore right now. You know, this shit just too fucked up. I had a good few years, man, doing this, man. But it's coming time, man, when this shit starts really fucking with you mentally, man. You just be like, hey, I'm feel like I'm done. I'm done. But then you got people who encourage me, keep on doing it. And I try to keep on doing it. But this shit is fucking with me, man. It really is. And it's kind of hard to keep doing this shit. It is. But I appreciate y'all who give me the encouragement to keep doing it. I really do. I really do. But it's hard. This shit is hard, man. It's really hard. You say you're probably experiencing bum out. I don't know, London League. I ain't even know you was in the chat room. Appreciate you, brother. You know, you've been one of my main supporters, bro. That probably what it is, bro. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know. Because London League, you know, as long as you've been following me, man, you know, I used to be back-to-back doing this shit, bro. But now I come and do this. It probably almost a month or two before you see me again. You know, I mean, on top of that, because I'm working, you know, but I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. But to you, Amy, Chase, Amy, I think you were sending me this. 'Cause I even told her in email, and she's still in the chat room, she can vouch. I told her, hey, I'm scared to do this story because of what I'm reading. And I'm afraid I'm going to fuck this up because I don't know what to say. And Chase, Amy, you still in the chat room. What did you tell me? You got this, Chris. Just like riding a bike, you'll get back into it. You'll get back into it. Anyway, guys, y'all haven't already, man, hit that thumbs up. And then London Lake, you know, I've been doing this for the longest, man, and don't even ask for no donations, you know. I mean, I really don't. I just do it from here. I do it from here. So I let you know I got passion for it because I do it from here, you know. But anybody want to support, I let them support. But, you know, I don't ask for that. You know, most of this stuff I got, I pretty much got it on my own. I did, with the help of some people. With a lot of stuff people did donate to help me to get it. But most of this stuff I went and got on my own. All right? Because I had to build for it. That's why. That's how much I love this shit. That's how much I love this shit, man. You know? So, anyway, guys, let me get out of here before I start crying and shit. Y'all don't need to see my big ass crying. Y'all really don't. Anyway, love y'all. Oh, Fast seen the building. Thank you for coming by. And I think I seen Vonnie up in there too. Vonnie, thank you for coming by. We'll try to keep up with this story, man, and see what's going on. Because, again, I guaranteed you, like a lot of stories, I'm right probably 70% on a lot of shit that I said about this story. We just got to wait for a lot of this stuff to come out, man. All right, man, Chris Thorns. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out.